Celebrity parents who know how to make their kids blush with embarrassment. Oh, parents, those people who have the weird talent of embarrassing their children in the worst ways possible. At least for most of us ordinary folk, the embarrassment isn't on social media for the world to see. Celebrities aren't so lucky. From Will Smith doing a public Birds and the Bees talk with his grown children to David Beckham tagging along on his son's first dinner date and talking about it on late-night TV, these celebrities bring embarrassing their kids to a whole new level. We're not sure about you, but we had our dad threaten to tag along on our first dinner date back in the day. Apparently, that's not just a normal dad concept. Soccer star David Beckham went along for his son Brooklyn's first dinner date. What's worse, he explained how he dropped Brooklyn off at sushi and proceeded to sit about 5 tables back during the entire date, recounting the whole incident on The Late Late Show with James Corden. We wonder if Brooklyn knew he was there. As a comedian, it should come as no surprise that Kevin Hart loves to make his kids blush. And, for him, the best way to make them good and embarrassed is to give them a good old-fashioned bear hug right after he gets home from the gym. During an interview with GQ, Hart said, "When I get home from the gym, if my kids are home, they run because I just hug them and wipe all the gym sweat off." Hart has more than one way he likes to embarrass his kids. Will Smith is apparently just as good-natured in real life as he is on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In June of 2019, the actor decided to have an on-camera moment with his 2 grown sons, Trey and Jaden. Of course, it went more along the lines of an embarrassing high school health class with Smith talking to his sons about the birds and the bees. Did we mention both of his sons are in their 20s? For socialite Nicole Richie, nothing is more embarrassing for her than watching her father dance. Of course, that's a bit difficult when the father in question is musician Lionel Richie. After a performance with Lionel where Nicole played piano, she said, "It's just very uncomfortable for me, watching my dad dance, I just get so embarrassed." Of course, it doesn't bother Richie because, according to him, his job is to embarrass them as much as I can. According to funny man Adam Sandler, his 2 kids aren't exactly fans of his fashion choices, namely his love for shorts over pants. So, in typical dad fashion, he wears shorts to their school events even when they ask him to wear pants. During an interview with People, Sandler said, "They ask, could you just one time wear pants? And every time I get out of the car, I look down and, I go, I got these shorts on. Who's gonna yell at me?" We guess he wore the shorts. If you're unfamiliar with Reese Witherspoon's adorable children, she has 2, a daughter and a son. For this segment of embarrassing parent stories, we're going to focus on her son, Deacon. Like many other parents, Reese is trying to stay up to date with social media trends, the latest being TikTok. So, obviously, she turned to her now teenage son for help. In her now posted video debut, it is clear that Deacon is mildly embarrassed by his mom's antics and dancing. The relationship between actresses Melanie Griffith and Dakota Johnson goes to show it doesn't matter how famous or old you are, a parent is still able to embarrass you thoroughly. In this instance, it was during a red carpet event. The 2 actresses were being interviewed when Griffith admitted to not seeing her daughter film 50 Shades of Grey, saying she didn't need to see that to know that Johnson is a good actor. Needless to say, her daughter turned 50 Shades of Red. While Courtney Cox and her daughter Coco are very close, the Friends star still winds up saying a thing or two that makes her blush. And, apparently, mentioning Barbies during an interview is a recipe for a full-on embarrassment meltdown. As it turns out, after Coco got wind of her mom saying she likes Barbies, she went ahead and threw every last one of them away. Cox said, "She got really upset and embarrassed. All of a sudden, Barbies were not cool. Whoops." Just because he's a huge rock star doesn't mean that Big Little Lies actress Zoe Kravitz isn't mortified by her dad's clothing choices, which she explained in a 2018 Rolling Stone interview. "He'd pick me up, and the entire school would flock to the parking lot," she said. And he wasn't being subtle, he'd show up in a sports car and leather pants and a netted shirt. Like, dude, can you just be low-key a little bit? When parents dance or sing in public, their kids are going to do one of 2 things: 1, join them, or 2, go beat red and walk away in utter embarrassment. Well, for Lourdes Leon, her mother is Madonna, so it's not as easy as walking away from watching her dance moves. In fact, Lourdes Leon is horrified by her mom's revealing outfits and suggestive lyrics, as stated by the Queen of Pop in an interview. Well, you win some, and you lose some, Lords Leon. David Beckham obviously loves to embarrass his children. Apparently, once Brooklyn grew up a bit, he didn't really enjoy his father saying goodbye in front of his friends. So, obviously, Beckham took it up a notch. During an interview on Jimmy Kimmel, the soccer star said, "I take him to school, and he says to me, 'Daddy, park around the corner,' so I'm driving around and he's just walking into school, and I opened the window, and I said, 'Brooklyn, I love you.'" There comes a time in every young kid's life where they're too cool for public hugs and kisses from their mom. Evidently, that notion doesn't change, even if your mom is known as the princess of pop music. For Britney Spears' sons, Jaden and Sean Federline, they're getting to the stage where they're beginning to push their mom away when she goes in for some loving. Of course, that doesn't deter her, and she hugs them anyway, much to their disapproval and embarrassment. Of course, wiping Jim sweat off onto his children isn't the only way Kevin Hart enjoys embarrassing them. One of his other tactics is solely for his daughter, and it doesn't include sweat. Instead, he uses something else altogether. Apparently, one thing that really gets to Hart's daughter is when he licks her face because that's normal. During an interview with GQ, Hart said, "I lick my daughter's face in front of her friends. My daughter hates that. Yay, we can't imagine why she would hate that." When Kate Beckinsale and Michael Sheen's daughter Lily was accepted into college, there was obviously a lot of celebrating. One such celebration had Sheen lifting everyone and everything nearby and jumping for joy. Of course, Beckinsale froze the moment, showing a picture of it on Jimmy Kimmel Live. But the picture wasn't enough. Beckinsale went ahead and told the host that Lily had a crush on him. Oh, and Lily was sitting right next to her, absolutely mortified. During an interview, Depp explained that she doesn't help him prepare for roles anymore, saying, "She's probably too embarrassed to help me with another character. She thinks I'm weird." Even though Leslie Mann's two daughters, Maud and Iris, followed in her entertainment footsteps, the two still get embarrassed by the actress. When the girls posted a picture of themselves all made up on Instagram, their mom was one of the first to comment. Mann commented, "Under eye concealer too light," before adding a kiss emoji. Of course, Iris immediately responded, "A text would have been great." Her daughters didn't seem to appreciate the good old-fashioned public makeup lesson. Going out in public with your parents can be a challenge, especially if everything they do embarrasses you. This is the case in point for Gwyneth Paltrow and her now teenage daughter Apple. During an appearance on The Ellen Show, Paltrow admitted it was a struggle to go out with her daughter because everything embarrassed her. The actress said, "My daughter finds me mortifying. If I do anything in public past not talking and standing still, she's like mouthing, 'Stop.' If I dance, she turns red." Ryan Reynolds is known for his deadpan jokes at the expense of his wife as well as fellow celebrities. So, why wouldn't his daughter be subject to the same treatment? Of course, his daughter is still too young to know what a troll is. Thankfully, Twitter is forever. In a tweet, Reynolds said, "Went to Disneyland because my daughter's obsessed with Mickey Mouse. She was so excited when I got home and told her. Nothing quite like a father using his daughter to troll the internet. Nothing says child embarrassment quite like watching parents showing too much PDA." Unfortunately for Ella, the embarrassment of her parents kissing in public went up about 1,000,000% since she was sandwiched between the two in a very public manner. During a 2015 Lakers game, Mark Wahlberg and his wife Rhea Durham sufficiently creeped out their daughter when they took advantage of the kiss cam. If we had to guess, they knew exactly what they were doing when they sandwiched their daughter. Sometimes we think celebrities forget that social media is out there for all to see, including their children. In Kelly Ripa's case, we're not sure if she remembered she was friends with her daughter, Lola, on Instagram when posting a thirst trap photo of husband, Mark Consuelos. When she grew up, Lola wasn't afraid to give her mother a piece of her mind, saying, "That's disgusting. I blocked that out of my mind. I forgot that you even did that." We'd bet Kelly and Mark laughed about her overreaction later.